lifted up and may say, I am somebody. I'm not to me, I'm not to God. Give me some hands. Hey everybody, it's Deryl Glaze again here with Motivation Through Recovery, and we're going to be talking today about part 2 about winning the battle within. Today we're going to be talking about stretching yourself. You got to stretch yourself. Get outside of your comfort zone and to do the things that are going to lead to you getting to a better place in your life. Remember, Oliver Wendell Holmes said these words: once the mind is stretched by a new idea, it can never return back to its original size. You got to be able to stretch yourself and stretch yourself on a regular basis. So how do we go about stretching ourselves? Well, I remember a couple of guys that I knew that were in treatment at the time, and when I used to pass by them every day, after they got through doing their regular classes and programming for the day, what they would do is they would start working out. It would be about a group of about 8 to 10 of them. But the thing that was interesting was that more people got kind of excited and started joining them in this process. Now, over a course of time, some graduated, and then the rest just decided that they didn't want to keep doing it. They did it for maybe a week or two, maybe a couple of days, and decided they didn't want to go any further. Why? Because they made the decision not to stretch themselves, not to go into a new area that add change and value to your life. See, these guys who were the core group who stayed together no matter what, thick and thin, they did this every day on a regular basis, every single day without stop. After programming, if they put in 5 or 6 hours of programming, they would go and work out for another 2 hours, because they were not only stretching their mind, but they were stretching their body to the new person they were planning on becoming. You got to stretch yourself. You got to put yourself in a position where you can be successful in what you do. So you got to make sure that you take time out to add value to yourself on a daily basis. How are you going to stretch yourself? Okay? Is it that new business that you're looking at starting? Is it looking at you going back to school and getting some education or some training or some skills that you need to acquire? How are you going to stretch yourself? You need to learn how to stretch yourself. You see, whatever the mind can conceive, it can achieve. You got to stretch yourself into a brand new level. If you're in treatment, or you're coming out of treatment and you've got 21 days, or you just finished a 30-day, 90-day program, or maybe even a year program. But what are you doing after that? When you get out of that program, do you go back doing the things you were doing before? Sitting around in your mother's basement, not doing anything at the age of 32? Smoking dope or playing video games, but not adding any value to your life? What are you going to do? What are you going to achieve? See, once you've changed, you got to add something to you that's going to keep that change going forward. Okay? Once you change, once you stepped into this new person that all the fog is lifted and you're chemically free, you've got to put yourself in a position where you're going to add to yourself. Maybe there's something you need to do with a church group. Maybe there's something you need to do with some kind of a volunteer work or something. Something that's going to be able to stretch you into another level. Not staying the same, not accepting status quo. Because remember this. Your success zone only begins after you get past your comfort zone. Your success zone only begins after you get to the end of your comfort zone. So you've got to stretch yourself. You got to stretch yourself. You got to start looking at ways to do things new. Whether it's like we talked about before, there's those two wolves, as we talked about in part 1. You got a good wolf and a bad wolf. The one that is going to live, the one that is going to succeed, is the one that you feed. And what you feed will breed. So if you want to breed success, if you want to breed a better life, you've got to start stretching yourself. You got to start pushing past the hurt, pushing past what my mentor says, pushing past the suck. You know, it sucks when you first start working out. But after you get about a good 3 weeks, 5 weeks into it, you start pushing past that point of where it sucks, where it hurts, where it's painful, where you don't want to do it anymore. But nothing worth having in this life can be had unless you break a sweat to get there. Whatever endeavor that is that you want out of this life, you're not going to get it by sitting on a couch and hoping things happen to you. The ones who actually make difference in life are the ones that go out there and make things happen. There's 3 kind of people in this world. People that make things happen, people that let things happen, and people say, dang, what happened? Which one are you going to be? Are you going to be the one that gets up and makes the difference every single day that you'll go out there and change your world, change your situation? Or are you going to still sit there and point the finger at somebody else because you refuse to take ownership and stretch yourself to a brand new level? Remember, stretching yourself is the key. So when you want to win this battle within and you feel like you want to draw back where it's too much for you to handle, too much for you to take on, keep going. And you just got to keep doing it. You got to keep doing it again and again and again and again and again and again. And then all of a sudden you get to a place where you realize, oh, I'm seeing a little bit of more success. Oh, things are starting to happen for me. Wow, what do I do now? You do it again and again and again and again and again. Because every time you do, you stretch yourself. You're stretching yourself to a new you. You're stretching yourself to a new level. Push past the suck. Don't go back to the drugs. Don't go back to the alcohol. Stretch yourself because you've been called to win. You have literally won your first race the day you were born. You know what I mean? We're talking about you. You literally beat out 9 million sperm to get here. And there were no other survivors but you. To stretch yourself. So if you won your first race, that means that you are designed to win. But stop letting yourself be programmed to lose. Stretch yourself. If you like this, go ahead, drop a comment below. Tell me how you're going to stretch yourself. Tell me what you're going to do something new to add value and stretch your life out to a whole new level. And then like, comment, and then subscribe to this channel. Share it with somebody who you think need this information, because there's a lot of people who can use it. I'm Deryl Glaze. Remember, you are somebody,